Here we are with an unboxing of the Huawei Ascend P1, Huawei's latest flagship device running a 1.5 GHz dual-core processor. Here we've got the official packaging for the UK, so we've got the black variant here, and it's also known as the U9200. A few of the specs on the side, so the 1.5 GHz dual core, 8 megapixel autofocus camera, 4.3 inch Super AMOLED display, Android version 4 ice cream sandwich, full HD video recording and playback. A few more of the specs on the back of the packaging as well, but without further ado, let's open up and take a look at the device. So presented on the top here is the P1, which we'll come back to in a moment. So welcome to Huawei. Unpackage this. We've got some documentation in here. So we've got warranty notice, some safety information, and a quick start guide to sort of get you going. Show you how to put your SIM card in, etc. And that's in a variety of languages as well. We've then got a white USB to micro USB cable. Got the Huawei logo on the USB cable there. We've then got a set of in-ear 3.5mm headphones with inline microphone, fairly basic. And then we've got the mains adapter, so it's a 3-pin UK mains adapter with a USB connection on it. So you connect the USB cable to the mains adapter and connect that to the device to charge it. It's quite a compact little mains adapter. It's quite nice to see. Interesting that they're in white whilst the device is actually in black. I'm not quite sure how that works, and some could argue it doesn't really fit. I would have thought black cables would have been better, but there we go, that's what you actually get in the box. So taking a look around the device, let's actually start on the back and the side here. We can see it's got an actual profile of just 7.69mm in thickness and weighs in at 110 grams. And in that package, under the back cover, you get a 1670 milliamp hour battery. On the back here, we've got an 8 megapixel autofocus camera with dual LED flash, so it's going to be super bright. We've got the Huawei logo. We've got a loudspeaker, and we've got a kind of like a carbon fiber-esque look to the back cover. It reminds me a little bit of the Samsung Galaxy S2 with some of the sort of layouts and design here. The camera does record in full HD as well. That's quite important to note. Taking a look on the side, it's all flushed down here, and then we've got a micro SD card slot which has a cover over it. Can be a little bit tricky to open, but you can pop a micro SD card in there. Now the device only has 4 gig of memory as standard, so the micro SD card sort of really is essential if you want to use this device to its maximum. You've got a power button then just above that. On the top you've got a SIM card slot which again has a cover, and you pop your SIM in there like so. You've then got a micro USB sync and charge port and for power. You've got a 3.5mm audio jack. Coming around to the other side, we've then got the volume up and down keys. It's flush to the bottom where we've got a microphone, and then that brings us back round to the side, and you can just see the profile, just how thin it really is. It feels quite comfortable in the hand. So coming round to the front of the device, we've got a front-facing 1.3 megapixel camera or video camera for voice calls. We've got a speaker up here, an array of sensors actually built in. We've got a 4.3 inch Super AMOLED touchscreen display with a resolution of 540 by 960 pixels. We've got Gorilla Glass on here, so it's designed to be scratch resistant. Obviously we've got 3G HS DPA on board, Bluetooth version 3 We got Android version 4, and we've got the menu, home and back button on here, so a little bit of a different key layout to some devices. So if we just power it on, we get to the actual home screen. Of course, being Android, you get all the features like Google Maps. Of course, you've got GPS built in here, you've got Wi-Fi, as you'd expect on a top-end handset. So we've got this lock screen here, where you can have sort of quick access to different elements of the phone. So we can drag down and go straight through to the camera. If I just lock the screen again, we can access, just to unlock it and go straight to the home screen. Or we can go through to sort of calls and messages. It's entirely up to you. So let's just unlock it and go through to the home screens. So here we are at the home screen. You can scroll through like so, and you can see it's sort of got an animation like so. You can sort of see that cubing style. Now, of course, you can add and remove widgets and icons as you please by pressing and holding on the widget. You can drag it to the bin. You can press and hold on the screen. You can add a shortcut. You can add a widget. You can add folders, as you'd expect on many Android devices nowadays. From the menu button here, you've also got a variety of options. So you've got an add button, which essentially does what pressing and holding on the home screen does. You've then got the option to change the wallpaper. So you can go from your gallery, a live wallpaper, or just wallpaper that's preloaded on the device. So let's just go and select one, for example. We can set that as the wallpaper and customize our home screen like so. We've then got the option to change the transitions. So if I go from spinning to panning, you can see it changes the way that the animation between screens actually works. If I just then go and switch it back, you should be able to see the difference. We're actually in the 3D home screen, but you also do have a 2D home as well, which is a bit more traditional, where you can scroll through like so across the screens rather than that glorified sort of transition, which is nice, and it's very capable on this device. It's got a 1.5 gigahertz dual-core processor, so there's no problems in handling that, but some might prefer the 2D home. Go back to 3D home. So you've got the icons here to show which screen you're on. You've got all these customizable shortcuts, so we can add and remove these as we please. So let's take a look by going into the messaging application. You can click in here, and we've got the Huawei keyboard on board here. Now you've actually got the ability to have quite a wide range of different languages on this device for the keyboard, which is nice to see. Of course, that works in portrait mode like so. It also works in landscape mode as well. You get the haptic feedback. It's not very good typing there by myself, so we can come out of that and go back to the home screen. Got this icon here that will take us through into the menu system. Now you can see, because this is 3D, it's a bit more glitzy, but we can just show you the difference in the 2D home. If we went into, you don't get the same sort of animation. This is much more sort of standard interface, whereas if you go back to the 3D home, much more heavily customized, looks a bit funkier, looks a bit cooler. So we've got settings here that we can customize our menu system, so we can move things about in the menu. So maybe we can move the sound recorder up here, for example. We could add a folder if we wanted, and then you just click the tick when you're done. Click home to take you back to the home screen. Let's just have a look at some of the applications we've got on board. So we've got the web browser, a calculator, calendar, a clock. We've got Facebook pre-installed. We have got DLNA on this device. We've got a file manager. We've got a flashlight here. so we can use the flash on the camera. That's quite handy for a lot of people. And you've got 3 power settings there, sort of from low to very, very bright. Come out of that, that'll turn it off. Email, of course, got an FM radio if you connect up a headset to it. We've got the gallery, Gmail and Google Plus, of course, because this is an Android device, Google Maps for navigation. So we've got the phone, so let's just go into that. So you've got your standard sort of dialer here, nice and easy to use. We can navigate through contacts that we might have on the phone. Now this isn't connected to an account. We can save a number, or we can just simply dial it. We can go through to our call logs if we've got one, or we can go through to our starred contacts. Now this syncs up with your Google account, we just haven't actually added one at this time. Of course, you've got the Play Store for all your application needs. You've got a sound recorder and voice dialer. We've also got Polaris Office on here as well, Twitter. So pretty much everything you need to actually get you going. Let's go in and take a look at the camera. So we've got the 8 megapixel camera on here. So we've got pretty much a default looking camera application here. They haven't done too much work here. We can flick between the front and rear facing camera with this little icon up here. Got the ability to switch the flash on or off or auto. We can pick focus points on the screen. Got the shutter icon to actually take the picture. We then got a sort of quick access to the gallery down here to the pictures that we've taken. On the left we've got a menu and we can change some of the settings, so the shooting mode. So it's nice to see we've got a few options here, including panorama and low light. We've got some different effects here, which is a nice little add-on. It's not something everybody wants. It's often an after thought. Once you've taken the picture you add the effect, but it's quite nice to see that that is there as well. You've got the sort of fun effects, so you know, you can give it an inset look, professor look, a wide smile, sort of things to make a little bit of fun when taking some pictures. And then you've got some of the more detailed settings such as scene mode, white balance, the ISO. You've got a timer on here. You've got the ability to choose whether you can review the picture once you've taken it, picture quality, picture size, autofocus, face detection, red eye reduction. You've got loads of options here, including GPS tag as well, which is actually really nice to see so many options on here. Of course, we can then flick through to video, and the shutter button's now changed to a record icon. We can use the video light on or off. We can switch between the front or rear facing camera to take video footage. And like the camera, we've got options in terms of settings here. So we can choose the resolution, so you can see that's full HD that we're currently recording at. You've got the ability to choose the white balance to help you get the best results with your footage. You've then got some of the effects again. And then you've got more settings, including reviews, stabilizer, GPS tag. Not quite as extensive as the camera, but that's kind of to be expected. Now, in terms of actual results, we've tested this. The camera shots we're pretty impressed with. The video results aren't so great, if we're honest. There's a little bit of sort of lag and autofocus issues. That's not to say it's bad, but there are some very good cameras on phones nowadays, and the Huawei just doesn't quite feel like it's up to speed with some of the others, but the standard images do seem to be pretty good. So all in all, this is quite a nice little device. It's slim. It's not necessarily the most cutting edge with the quad-core processors, or the fact that it does only have 4 gig of internal memory, but for a lot of people this is a good practical phone to have. It's nice and slim, it feels comfortable in the hand, a little bit plasticky, but not too bad. You know, it feels nice, it looks nice because it is so thin. The small additions that Huawei have made in terms of the 3D home effects just add that little touch without making it too heavy in terms of customization. So it's a device that's worth checking out just to be something a little bit different, and competes quite well with the likes of the HTC sort of Desire family, the Samsung Galaxy S2 and similar devices. So be sure to check out other videos on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Clove Technology. Until next time, thanks for watching.